Hello StarCrafters, Wookie here. Thanks for tuning in. I am sick. I'm sick as all get out. I'm not sure if you're familiar with what all get out is. I'm not real keen on the quantifiables there, but sick as all get out is pretty darn sick, and that's the way I feel. So here I am as the Terran pieces on Metalopolis. I am wearing red, and in the bottom center position, my opponent today is JointJuice, and I'm not sure exactly what that is, but I have a little bit of an idea. I did play guitar in a heavy metal band for a while. I'm not sure if it's what I'm thinking it is, but it might be what I'm thinking it is. So he's here in the left position. If you see any choppy edits in this, it's me sparing you the pain of having to listen to me cough directly into your ear via this microphone, so don't be too concerned. I'm just editing out the parts where my throat turned raw and made me cough because I'm talking. And this is one of my very early games in Season 4 as Terran. I have only played a handful of games this season, and this is definitely going to be one of them. I did play some Terran in Season 1 because I was random that season and didn't really know what I was doing. Didn't achieve a great deal of success in Season 1. I think I squeaked into Silver League at the end, but Terran was my second, I think, best race. I had the most wins with Protoss, so I went with them in Season 2. And we can see through the production tab that I'm just making barracks and marines, getting my engineering bay, and my opponent is making barracks and reapers, which is a little different. Let's look at vision, because I'm curious about. Okay, here's me. I've seen his base. Here's him. He has not seen my... Well, he did just run up here and get shot at. So he knows I'm not there and not there, because he can see that. So he has to know where I am by process of elimination. And in the units tab, I've got 7 Marines to his 2 Reapers. So right now I should be attacking, I guess, is the lesson I learned here from watching this replay. But it is not to be. I'm not doing that. I still am at the point with Terran where I have no idea where I am as far as my game timer, what I've got, what my opponent should have. Like when I'm playing a Protoss or a Zerg opponent, I can kind of guess by the timer, you know, where they might be if they're doing certain things, because I'm familiar with those two races now. But especially in this Terran matchup, I have no idea if I'm in the right spot or on the right track. Now, I have heard through talking to people about Terran that it's a very timing build based race. Like most of what you're going to do is based on some kind of timing push in your build, which I guess can be true of all races, but I guess it's particularly true for Terran. You're going to want to do some kind of build that incorporates a timing with an upgrade, like you know, as soon as you get stim, or as soon as you get +1, or as soon as you get siege mode. Now here we see my opponent, JointJuice, and his Rock'em Sock'em robot army full of Reapers, making his way across the map. And I don't know why he did this, because he knew where I was already, yet he's checking all these, I guess, for ninja expands. And here, I kind of ninja expanded. I skipped my natural and went right out here for no particular reason, and I'm not really sure why I did this. Looking back on it, it was kinda not the right thing to do. I did manage to float that, take no damage, and then he runs his Reapers into my waiting Marines and Marauders, and we're gonna see this go not good for him, because Reapers don't just hang so well with standard bio mix. So I repel those guys fairly easily and with minimal damage taken, and they go run off and scamper. And if I was smart, and I've never claimed that I am, but if I was smart, I would have seen this and thought, wow, that had to be just about everything he had. I should push. And you see I'm almost right. I've got 5 more Marines than him now. And we are pretty even on workers, but had I pushed, I don't know. I did make this command center, so I think it would have been close. But anyway, I did manage to escape that initial Reaper harass with little to no damage. One thing I do note about my play so far in this game, though, is that I'm not doing anything other than the mass up the units at the, I'm not ramp camping, because that happens here, but I'm pretty darn close to ramp camping. I'm just in my defensive turtle position here. I'm trying to macro up a little bit. Of course, I'm still sloppy on that with this race. I'm not saying I'm smooth at it with any race, but having just a handful of games with Terran recently, I'm not super smooth on that. I sometimes still fumble around the keyboard or have to look at the card here for what's the damn hotkey, that kind of thing. I think I could be producing more units. You can see I am floating a ton of money. So in order to, excuse the cough there, in order to get that money down, I'm making another command center, but what I really need to do is add some production facilities. I have 1 Reaper watching this. I do have the tower here to watch the road. That's good. What is this little blue dot right there? That is 1 SCV. Not sure what he is up to. What are you doing, little SCV man? Maybe he's just forgotten. Maybe no one gave him any orders, so he's on his smoke break. He's just... Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's huffing a Marlboro. That's what he's doing. Alright, so now I've got a 3rd base up, and I'm not real sure if this is cool, because I have what I would consider to be a pretty small army to be making a 3rd base. I still have a lot of mineral resources available. Not sure I need to be on a 3rd. Got me a Banshee over here because I think I intend to jump this small gap. Here we see a Reaper taking a poke, checking for the expansion, and yeah, confirmed. He's got an expansion. But because this is a Silver League game, you can kind of see the dual turtle, and he's doing it better than I am as far as turtles go. His is much better. He's bunkered and tanked in. I am just now getting a tank, and it doesn't have siege mode. I was all barracks there for a while. This Banshee is... wow. Do I not even have my... I'm looking at my tabs here, and I've got command centers on 4. That's good. Barracks on 5. 3 of the 4 of them. Okay, that's a start, I guess. My factory is hotkeyed, and my starport is not even hotkeyed. That is terrible. I'm building my 3rd unit out of it, and I haven't even hotkeyed it yet. Come on, Wookie! Jeez, what game are you playing? So there's a lesson I've learned already this game right away. Get those buildings hotkeyed as soon as they go down. You should get that SCV over there as soon as it starts building. Select it, hotkey it. I like to put my engineering bay on 10. You can see I didn't do that. Not sure what I was thinking there. Let's speed this up because it looks like it's going to be a little bit of just an arms race here. So now I am starting to turtle almost as well as my opponent. I'm just minus a few bunkers. These guys, no, empty bunkers, which is good. Why put guys in there if you're not under attack right now? Those guys could be, hanging out and more mobile. It's like if your opponent runs Banshees into the back of your base and all your guys are in bunkers, you have a few extra steps to get them out. If they're not in the bunkers, they're much more mobile. So you can see a little bit of harassment damage there, and I managed to escape with all of my Banshees intact. And even though we watched that at ×2 speed, I think you still got to witness everything that was cool about it without having the torturous agony that is watching my micro. APM tab shows we are definitely clicking. Look at that. Look at that. Look at those spikes. Look at those spikes up to almost 80. You go, boy. Not that that matters in the slightest. Income tab shows that I'm pretty far ahead. And I wonder if that's... yeah, 11 harvesters. Alright. And the 3 orbital commands now for extra mules. Really helping out. You can see if you were watching the mini-map there, remember when you watch my casts, it's on you to watch that mini-map because I'm going to miss stuff. But you can see my Banshees just made a loop around the map, checking all those exterior mineral patches to make sure there was no bases there, and found this one. And we are going to have some missile turrets going up by the JointJuice. Getting on the juice. Here comes the Raven. It doesn't matter because they're out of energy. And that planetary fortress is on 70 hit points, and then oh, we finally start to micro them. You know, let's see, a Banshee does 12 damage. To get to 70, what you gotta do? 6 shots, these shoot twice each. One more round of fire would have had that thing down, but that's kinda my bad. That thing should be dead. But you know, he's wasted minerals fixing it, and nothing's mining here anyway. So I'm willing to accept the wash there. That could have gone worse. You know, I guess losing one of the Banshees would have been worse than allowing that thing to live. So I'll take it. And you can see me putting down a 4th command center here. And I'm not sure how apparent it is that I've been just coughing my fool head off this entire cast, but I really have been, so I apologize if I start sounding like Grover or Oscar the Grouch or something. But you can see I added on a few more barracks here to keep the bio coming out, because it seems to be working. I didn't see any threat of capital ships or anything from him. So here he comes up the street. You always have to be careful when you come up the street on Metalopolis. You want to stay on the far side of the road. So I was fortunate that he was on an attack command or a move command there, and I saw him on my side of the sidewalk. So I was able to get some shots off, and it didn't look like a whole lot. So with these Banshees cleverly and astutely parked way out here where they are completely worthless, I decided that I would take the rest of my army and run them up here and try to intercept this. And I left my tanks here, figuring it'd be a nice spot to retreat back to. If I get him chasing me, I just run back to the tanks for some support fire. So there's the big bio engagement, just charging right up the ramp. With what you want to do is have your Marines in the front and your Marauders in the back, because oh jeez. Well, you know, the Marauders outrange the Marines. Maybe that's a good reason to have them in the back. I don't know. I would think the Marauders should be in front because they can take more damage. But what do I know? And I put these Vikings on patrol here just to try to discourage any dropping from going on. Wasn't sure what he was going to be up to, so that's something, especially on this map or any map where you've got these close air positions like this. Just put a couple of flying ships on patrol there. That was probably a rally point there. That's an expensive way to figure out that your rally point is wrong. And we can see the classic noob condition here where, oh, there was combat, so nothing else gets to happen anywhere on the map. Total macro slowdown, but you can see I am floating a ton of minerals, and my supply here at 167 is almost double my opponent's. So my only problem now is having enough production facilities. I just don't, but I'm going to be maxed out pretty soon. And I'm kind of at that point in the game where I can just A-click win. And I'm just scanning around trying to see where his army is. And because I'm so unfamiliar with Terran, I really don't know where I am in this game right now. Like, I'm looking at my stuff, and I am just totally clueless as to where I am relative to my opponent. I have no game sense about where I am. Like when I was playing Protoss and I was getting pretty good at that, I could just feel a point in the game where I'm winning. I can go kill him now, and a lot of times I was right. In this game, never really got that sense. And I'm going to speed it up a little bit here. I didn't get an upgrade for those medevacs that lets them heal faster. We can see my opponent is working on another command center here. He has probably dried up in his main, indeed. And how is the natural looking? Still plenty of minerals in the natural, still plenty in the third. And working on that fourth. And what do I got? 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Dried up in the main for sure. Nope, not quite. Transferred enough away to keep some minerals there. A little oversaturated there. Was that 1 each? Oh my god. Wookie! Wookie. Oh, that is so embarrassing. Banshees come back in for another poke. I finally remembered they were up there. You can see they are not hotkeyed to anything, so they sat back there forever. And were completely unmicroed and died. But when I saw all these Marines back here, I thought, hey, let's start moving these guys around, see what he's got going. And I'm working on my 3-3 upgrade, so I feel pretty good. I'm thinking to myself, alright, I've got a big army, and it's probably better upgraded, or at least close. My only fear was running up here and seeing a lot of tanks. And I could have scanned or sent a Marine in, or done a whole number of things to figure out if I was going to be running into a giant tank line, and I just didn't do it. I just A-clicked my entire army up there. But my graphics might be set a little too high for this engagement to go smoothly. But we'll see what we can get. This time the Marauders are closer to the front, and that's good. The tank siege up in the back, and I'm able to drain all that off. And once you see the SCVs charging the tank line, you know the game is close to being over. So I was able to take down JointJuice in that game. Thank you, you're too kind. So JointJuice, thank you for a good game. There is a look at a TBT, and this is one of the few wins that I've got this season. I've been losing a bit, and they're pretty ugly games, so I didn't want to put them on there. But this game I thought had a little bit of back and forth, had a little bit of macro. You can see it went it went 27.5 minutes. So I thought it was a reasonable enough game to put on the internet. I hope you enjoyed it. And again, like last season, if you can see something in there that I should be doing better, or that I can work on, please comment below. Please comment below. And let me know what you think, and what I can do to improve my Terran play. If you have a game that you'd like me to cast for you and put on the internet, you can send that to wookiestarcraft@gmail.com. I will certainly take a look at it. I may or may not cast it, depending. But it doesn't hurt to try, right? So send those on over, and I will take a look at them. Also, good luck and have fun on your ladder games, guys. I'm Wookie. See you around.